Aaron, what is our third main topic today?
This comes to us from Alexis Petersson. Hello, Campea crew. Hello. I just saw reports that John Krasinski shot scenes in Doctor Strange 2. How much can we trust these reports? And if they are true, who do you think he will play? Everybody wants him to be Mr. Fantastic, but who knows? Thanks.
All right. Thanks a lot for saying that in, Alexis. And listen, I think it goes without saying, I haven't seen a fan casting as hard as John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic. To go beyond that, John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Emily Blunt as Sue Storm. I mean, that has been the last time I saw a fan casting that hard was back when the original X-Men movie was coming out. Even before that, people wanted Patrick Stewart as Professor Charles Xavier. Other than that, I have not seen a fan casting this hard. And there's been a lot of talk and a lot of whispers and a lot of rumors for a very, very long time that, hey, maybe we can get John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Now, Emily Blunt threw a little bit of a cold bucket of water on that a number of months ago when she kind of mentioned that comic book movies really weren't her thing. She's really not all that down. And she said it the way you should say it. She says, you know what? Not my thing. Mm-hmm. Not like, you know,
a certain director.
Well, a couple of certain directors, including Ridley Scott, going, those movies are horse shit. Like whatever. No, she said, you know what? Not for me. So that kind of threw a cold bucket of water. But now there are some whispers going around. And I got to emphasize this. These right now should be taken under the category of rumors. But they are coming from some sources that have hit and miss, but some track record of being accurate sometimes. There are some sources going around saying right now that John Krasinski is not only going to appear in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness as Reed Richards, but they're saying he's already shot his scenes. They're even going to be so specific as to saying that he's already shot his scenes and he's not Reed Richards per se. He is a variant of Reed Richards from the multiverse, akin to something out of Loki. Anyway, this comes to us from the folks over at CBR who write the following.
Whoa. According
to the Illuminati, the upcoming Doctor Strange sequel will build up on the multiverse established in Spider-Man No Way Home. Krasinski is rumored to appear as a variant of none other than Reed Richards, otherwise known as Mr. Fantastic. The report suggests the actor has already filmed scenes for Multiverse of Madness. It's worth noting that there has been no official confirmation regarding the inclusion of John Krasinski, the Fantastic Four, or the Illuminati in the Multiverse of Madness. Details concerning the plot of the film remains scarce. And that comes to us once again from the good folks over at CBR. All right, so this is something I normally wouldn't even bring up because should be considered rumor at best. But there is a reason I'm going to bring it up here. I have heard this myself. I didn't believe it though. Like I had gotten certain things sent to me that suggested that John Krasinski was number one on set of Multiverse of Madness and had shot some stuff. I instantly discarded it. Bullshit. Because I get 100 of these a day.
Right.
You got to understand, it's not like, 3 out of every 4 things I get sent to me end up being true. Maybe I should start paying more attention to them. No, the vast majority of these things that get sent to me end up being completely BS, and I pay no attention to them. But a number of, I want to say like 6 weeks ago, might have been longer, might have been shorter, I got something sent to me suggesting John Krasinski was on set, and I immediately discarded it. So seeing another report come out, and look, for all I know, this report, the same person that was sending me that stuff may have sent them the same stuff.
Sure.
And just they believe it and I didn't. So, or maybe it's something completely different. So when somebody else is coming out now and reporting this, it's like, okay, then maybe we should at least talk about it. But I gotta emphasize, you gotta take this with a giant grain of salt. Okay, take it with a grain of salt. This is rumor. Nobody else has confirmed this. Whatever. But there are a couple of reasons why I think there may be some credibility to this. Maybe. Number one, it's something that I myself had heard. Discarded it, but I had heard it. So that's the one thing. The second thing is this. Kevin Feige seems to be getting more and more into fan service, which I don't know is necessarily a good thing, but it can be. Fan service is like a tool like anything else. It can be good, it can be bad. But Kevin Feige seems to be getting more and more into fan service. And again, like the unison call for John Krasinski as Reed Richards in Fantastic Four has been like the world joining hands and singing "They Want to Buy the World a Coke" and singing "Kumbaya" together. This is what everybody wants. Everybody wants John Krasinski as Reed Richards. So taking the fact that I had heard this, even if I didn't believe it, with the fact that it is something that everybody wants, combined with the fact that now other people are saying it, and then you combine that with the fact that this is multiverse of madness. I mean, they can do anything in this movie, which is not, again, necessarily a good thing, but they could literally do anything. And having, even if it's just for a one picture appearance, because it's not our universe's Reed, it's a different Reed Richards, but having John Krasinski pop up as Reed Richards, it will be likened unto, not bigger than, but it would be likened unto the pop of multiple Spider-Men showing up on screen together. I think it would be a huge deal. I think a lot of people get very, very excited about this. So where do I put the percentage of this of actually being legit? I'm going to go and say 30%. So still low.
That's pretty low.
But hey, it's a 1 in 3 shot. I mean, that's 1 in 3. That's not bad odds. So I'm still going to keep it relatively low, but I'm going to say 30%, which is about 25% higher than I would have said a couple of days ago. I would have said 5% before. So there could be something to this. By the way, side note, piggybacking on top of that, because all the leakers and scoopers out there got to think they got it one up. There's also now some whispers started coming out after the John Krasinski thing that maybe Charlize Theron is also in this thing, either as Clea, who is a Doctor Strange love interest, or maybe she's going to be the Sue Storm. She's going to be Mrs. Reed Richards. And maybe yes, maybe no, who cares? Let's focus on the John Krasinski thing for a second. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Peloton. Now look guys, it's a brand new year. It's 2022. And if you're like me and a lot of other people, you've probably made some kind of fitness resolutions for the new year, as we often do. But let's face it, it's not always easy or convenient or time efficient to get to the gym. It's easy to become bored and bogged down in the mundane of the same old kind of workout routines. It's hard to get motivated with that. But Peloton has your back. Now, of course, we all know Peloton's bikes, the Peloton tread. You know, Ann and I moved into our new house here. And of course, you know that I ordered a Peloton tread because I love my treadmills. But Peloton keeps working out fresh, exciting, and new to keep you motivated in the new year. Because, you know, right now, Peloton is pushing you further with so much new stuff, new classes, new music, new ways to keep you and your workouts fun and motivating at the same time. Now, you guys know me for years. I love just getting on my treadmill. I don't just get on there to jog. I often just get on there to think or do work or do research. I like doing all that. But on top of all that, they have a whole lot of classes that you can do while you're on the equipment at the same time. And listen, going into the new year, they've got a whole bunch of new stuff. For example, they have boxing classes. Peloton is stepping into the ring with you guys with this newest exercise. No gloves needed. You can discover fast, furious, and fun workouts with Peloton instructors right there in your corner on the app. And they're introducing a whole lot more in terms of daily variety in your workouts. Like, it's easier to stick to your goals when you keep your workouts interesting. Peloton's got a workout for every goal, every day, and every mood you might be in. De-stress from a long day with a 30-minute strength and 20 minutes of cardio. Do a quick 15 minutes of a total body class before work. Whatever works for you to stay motivated while having fun with bike workouts, yoga, meditation, dance, cardio, whatever it is you need. And right now, for a limited time, try the Peloton app for free for 2 months. Then it's just $12.99 a month after that. New members only. So visit onepeloton.com/app to learn more. Now that's 2 months free at OnePeloton. That's OnePeloton.com/app. The offer expires on January 31st and terms may apply. And again, we want to thank Peloton for sponsoring this video. If it's true, like I said, it could be as big of a pop, maybe as big of a pop as 3 Spider-Men appearing on stage together. People were looking for it in WandaVision. People always thought this scientist, this engineer might be Reed Richards. I was one of the people that thought that could have been a possibility. It would be huge. I love John Krasinski. I would love to see it. I'll give it a 30% chance. Aaron, you hear about this. Number one, what would you feel about this if John Krasinski were to now come into the MCU as a Reed Richards? Is that something you'd look forward to?
I think it would be a fantastic
from everything you've heard,
idea.
Do you think this could be real? What do you think?
I think it would be a fantastic idea. John Krasinski.
Fantastic. I see what you did there.
See what I did there? Ha ha ha. He's also just one of those beloved people in the industry that seems to do no wrong, and I don't necessarily mean that every one of his choices for projects has been spot on and perfect. Everybody has a misstep here or there, but he seems to be able to choose great projects that show his range. He's not only showcased himself as a comedian in The Office, which of course, who doesn't love Jim and Pam, but also as a director with A Quiet Place, as an action star with is it the Jason Bourne franchise?
Yeah.
The Jason Bourne franchise.
Well, no, it was the Red October one. What's the name of the character in Red October? I can't remember now. But Jack Ryan.
Yeah, the Jack Ryan. Thank you. I know that it was something like that. And, he really has showcased himself as an actor who has such a wide range. And now that we've seen that
Jim's got in shape. Jim from The Office has gotten in shape.
Oh, LaCroix.
He's in superhero shape right now.
Yeah, he has definitely gotten himself in shape. And as you can see, his range is also including Hunk of the Month Club. Yeah. So, but that's the thing is, there's not many people who can go from, guy who sits in an office behind a computer to that. He's shown himself to be able to carry multiple types of genres. And one of the things that we've gotten to know and love about Marvel is that they cover lots of genres. We want our superheroes to be in shape. We want them to be able to do all of the action. We want them to be able to fall in love. We also want them to be able to be heartbroken and distant. We also want them to be able to be charismatic and funny. And he has showcased that he can do all of those things in his body of work. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go 60% on this.
Really? You're going to go much higher on that.
Because yes, we always see rumors circulating, but these rumors they're not getting tampered. They're getting fed. And he himself has even said, that would be a wonderful idea. That sounds great. I would love to do that. And in defense of Emily Blunt's position on comic book films, she just said that it wasn't for her, not saying that she wouldn't want to do them, but just that it wasn't her first choice of what she's going to go sit down and watch. And if the ultimate test of whether or not someone should get cast in a Marvel film was their level of fandom, we would be seeing a lot of people outside of the ones that, are actually in Marvel movies. That is not an indicator of whether or not someone will be doing the role. I can absolutely see Emily Blunt being in a Marvel movie, whether it's as Sue Storm or in some other capacity, because she's a fantastic actress. And that is what it seems like Kevin Feige is really going for, is who is the talent? Where are the talented people? Those are the ones that I'm going to have, in these roles. And that's what's going to elevate the material beyond just the superficial.
And also we should point out with Emily Blunt saying, oh, no. Like the comic book stuff isn't really for me. We just had 16 months of Andrew Garfield swearing up and down that he was not going to be in Spider-Man No Way Home. 16 months of it. Mm-hmm. Is it really outside of the realm of possibility that when asked about it, Emily Blunt says, oh, no, those aren't my kind of movies? I mean, so if...
Actors are professional liars.
Yeah, so there you go. So if, and I'm only giving it 30%, if John Krasinski was going to be in Doctor Strange, now this is an if built upon an if, so follow me here. If John Krasinski is going to be in Doctor Strange as Reed Richards, which I give a 30% chance, I would then give it a 70% chance that Emily Blunt will also appear in it as Sue Storm. Because
we've seen that they can work together.
Want. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because he directed her in A Quiet Place and A Quiet Place 2, and also they are parents, and I think that we've seen in the past. What was it? Angelina Jolie did Maleficent, I think, because she wanted to do it for her daughter. She wanted her daughter to be able to see. And we've seen that many times. We've seen a lot of times actors who become parents choose roles based on what they think their kids
Anthony
might.
Hopkins did Odin for his grandchildren, he said. Yeah.
You know, and I think that would be really cool to have mom and dad in a superhero movie together. I think that would be a really cool thing for them to be able to share with their kids.
You know, somebody in here watches The Office more than me is Ray. He watches The Office more than I do. I am just curious, Ray. I just want to know. I didn't prep him. He didn't know I was going to ask him this, but theoretically speaking, would you be down for John Krasinski, for Jim from The Office popping up in something like this and being Reed Richards?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he could play the part, but I don't know if it's right for him, to be honest. I don't know. I that's all. I don't know what it is. I'm pretty sure it'll be great, but Reed Richards, if the Illuminati comes in, then that brings in what? Namor?
If they wanted to have the same lineup in the Illuminati, because you'd have to have Namor, you'd have to have Black Panther, you'd have to have Charles, you'd have to have Reed Richards, you'd also have to have, who is it? Doctor Strange is already there, so Doctor Strange.
And while I was looking for images of Krasinski, like I think there was like a comic thing he posted where the actual comic,
I think that was a while ago. Yeah.
it looks exactly like him.
It does. Wavy Gray's up
So
his there.
I mean, you know what? I believe in the dude's acting, so I think he could play the part.
Oh, by the way,
wouldn't be my first choice though.
Neva R. Williams pointed out that also I was forgetting Black Bolt. Black Bolt from the Inhumans, which they are never going to mention again.
How did Hulk destroy him in World War Hulk? I know Hulk crushed.
Well, he took them all.
He crushed Doctor Strange's fingers, which was brutal. Like Doctor Strange was trying to do all this weird stuff, and then he just walked up to them and took his hands and just crushed them.
I just think, if I remember right, I remember Black Bolt gave. I think they fought on the moon. If I'm not, I think they thought on the moon. I could be wrong.
Like a loud scream.
Well, this is what even a whisper can like destroy a mountain, right? And I think he gave Hulk like his best shot, and
that's why he has to speak through Medusa.
Yes,
his beautiful and trusty wife with the red hair.
Oh, you were up for that role?
No, I wasn't. I always wanted to.
That's the role you wanted.
I was at Apple, the Golden Apple Comics, and I was buying some stuff, and then I turned around and I saw the figure of her, and this was when I had red hair, and she was like had her gorgeous red hair, and I go, oh, who is that? And they said, oh, that's Medusa, the Inhumans, and I was like, I want to be her, and I just love the idea that they have this incredible marriage that because his voice is so powerful, he has to speak through his wife, and she can understand what he's saying. That's just a beautiful love story. And she can surf on her hair, and that's awesome.
And that is awesome, too. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think? I guess there's really two parts of this question. Question number one is, what would you think about John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic? The second question is, do you think it's actually going to happen? I mean, a lot of us did for a long time, then started to think it wasn't going to happen. Now maybe it is. I mean, who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Jump on down into the comments section below and let us know your thoughts.